Now, I'll actually use this time to explain how to do a proper fake. Faking is a good idea in really any elo, whether in low elo, high elo, mid elo. The three aspects of a good fake are at least two pieces of utility. You're not going to fake a site with one person. You're not going to fake a site with two people. If you want a very convincing fake, you need at the very least 3 people. And the third aspect of a good fake is committal. You want to make sure that as you are faking the site, you are hitting the site as if you were trying to take the site with 3 people. You want to die if you have to, run in, get as many kills as you can, because what this does is this gives 2 aspects. One, if the site take fails, it succeeded because say one person dies on site, other 2 people retreat, they're already rotated off of A. However, if you actually do manage to take B, you have 2 options here. A, the people who were going to go A can run B and just plant the bomb. Or 2, we can commit to the bomb plant on A and then we can get a pinch on them through their spawn. Then all you have to worry about is mid and flank. Those are the 3 aspects of a good fake. Ingrain those in your head, very important.
What is up, boys? My name is Berate, and my content is generally geared towards higher elo people. However, I assume that the majority of my audience is gold or below, so that's what this video is for. In this video, I grabbed a VOD from one of my students who is currently bronze 2, and I'm just going to be going over some common mistakes that he was making, and they're probably common mistakes that you're making in your ranked games as well, so let's get into it.
Perfect. So he grabs a sheriff immediately. That's fine. We're not really worrying about any high strategy here. Optimally, what you'd want to grab here is you'd make sure you want to get a ghost with both of your heals. Reason being, the ghost headshots one shot regardless, unless it's like super long range. So you can get the same value out of the sheriff. You get more bullets as well. Silence, so you can spam through smokes. But also, it allows you to get a kill, full heal to 150 HP. So that's a ghost and heavy shield. That's pretty much a force buy on round 1. That means you can't get one shot unless the enemies also have a sheriff. Then you also have a second heal or dismiss so that you can go and take more fights, more cleanly. So optimally, that's what you want to do. But since this is a, bronze iron lobby, probably you're not really going to have to worry about that type of strategy yet. But if you want to play optimally, that's what you, want to be going for. Kind of chilling around spawn here. Not the worst idea, but generally, especially on pistol round on this map, you're going to want to be rushing sites. Slowly going clearing. ISO sees 1, but that means he doesn't see really anyone else. So he probably sees 1. Astra does blow the smoke here. And at this point in the round, you've kind of just waited in B long for far too long. Realistically speaking here, you want to have hit the site already, or at least try to site hit already, because it looks like we have 3 people going towards B, person died mid, and then we have the spike going A. So this looks like just a standard textbook fake, and fakes are good against this team composition because they don't really have a sentinel to lock down the sites. Yes, Vice is technically a sentinel, but the only, piece of her utility that really gives active information is the wall, and it's assumed that Vice set up B this round because we saw the flash earlier in the round on this wall. So it can be very, very easily assumed that the Vice is not having a wall on A, so faking B is good. But if we're going to go for a fake here, we need to start the fake now so that they can actually start rotating over to B to give your Cypher a free plant on A. Again, mistake here is just you're waiting a little bit too long on this take here. All right. And then you swing here and you die to the ISO. That's fine, because we were going for the fake here. Now, if we're going off of pure mechanics here, the crosshair placement is a major issue here. When you're clearing stuff on Pearl, what you want to do is you want to make sure that your crosshair is trained on the rightmost angle. So instead of your crosshair being here and floating around, you want your crosshair to be essentially hugging this wall so that as you're going and clearing all of this, your crosshair can be ready. And your crosshair was in a sort of good spot here. I'm going to go back a couple frames. Your crosshair was in a good spot about right here. But then your crosshair sort of just trailed off to the left here, and notice how if you would have kept your crosshair trained on the right side as you were clearing, you probably would have caught this ISO and your crosshair would have been right on his head. Easiest kill of your life. You wanted to hit the B side faster because what happened on A is exactly as I predicted. They weren't sold by the fake because stuff on B wasn't loud enough, so on A is the issue. Now, I'll actually use this time to explain how to do a proper fake. Faking is a good idea in really any elo, whether in low elo, high elo, mid elo. So the 3 aspects of a good fake are at least 2 pieces of utility. If you invest 2 pieces
pieces of utility, oftentimes that can trick people into thinking that you are taking the site. You're not going to fake a site with one person. You're not going to fake a site with 2 people. If you want a very convincing fake, you need at the very least 3 people. This can also include 2 people and a Yoru clone. That works as well because it does give 3 sets of footsteps without wasting an extra person. Obviously, we don't have a Yoru here, but that makes sense. And the third aspect of a good fake is committal. You want to make sure that as you are faking the site, you are hitting the site as if you were trying to take the site with 3 people. You want to die if you have to, run in, get as many kills as you can, because what this does is this gives 2 aspects. One, if the site take fails, it succeeded because say 1 person dies on site, other 2 people retreat, they're already rotated off of A. You get a free bomb plant on A in this scenario if you're faking B. However, if you actually do manage to take B, you have 2 options here. A, the people who were going to go A can run B and just plant the bomb. Or 2, we can commit to the bomb plant on A and then we can get a pinch on them through their spawn because the people who just took B will push their spawn here. The people who planted the bomb on A can push here and pinch anyone in spawn. Then all you have to worry about is mid and flank. Those are the 3 aspects of a good fake. Ingrain those in your head, very important. This is an eco round, so I'm just going to skip over this because you should lose that round. And then this is your buy round. So on this round, I am going to skip over this one as well because realistically speaking, you should win this round. And if you don't win this round, then I'll go back. And it looks like this is a round win. Perfect. So now we're back into it. Also, just a note here, regen shields are infinitely better than heavy shields, just in any given scenario. Unless you're dealing with phantom headshots or they just like to abuse the outlaw, there's no real point in buying heavy shields in this meta. Good entry. You're making, space for your team. You're staying in an active position. That's good. If you want to plant the bomb optimally here, you want to make sure that you're planting as far to the right as you can so that's sticking out for long, but that's just, optimals here. You don't really have to worry about that. So just know that it is okay to play away from your team, to set up a play, sit in this corner, maybe double back through long, try and flank them through their spawn. Just do something just look at how much dead space there is in this round. There's 5-second skip, another 5-second skip, another 5-second skip, another 5-second skip, another 5-second skip. And is at this point where you actually start to go to a more active position. But this wasn't because you thought it was active. You were just trying to run away from the spike. So just know that all that dead space, you could have been doing something to maybe, set up and try and kill the Astra. That Astra was actually playing in a very active position because Astra was playing for exits. What this Astra did is a perfect example of what you should be doing, and that is setting yourself up to close out round. Playing passive doesn't mean doing nothing. Playing passive just means you're not actively taking fights. Playing passive means that you're setting yourself up so that if they do swing into your crosshair, you're ready, you have an off angle advantage or some other type of advantage, like numbers. Good. Again here, same concept. The bomb is planted and you're moving to play at a more active position. This is good. That's probably what I say. So someone's right here. Yeah. So here is exactly when the higher or lower rule kicks in. Higher or lower rule means if you're up numbers, you play more passive. If you're down numbers, you play more aggressive. Right here, you're up numbers. Now, you're still up numbers here, so you should be playing a little bit more on the passive side. So you swinging and taking space in the spawn here is not the best idea. You are playing in an active enough position as is. If you would have just sat here on this off angle and waited for them to swing into you, I would have called that good. But the larger issue here is you were swinging and you were taking more space to a place where you couldn't escape to. So just be conscious of if someone swings you and things do go fishy, always make sure you have an escape route. Always, always, always. You never want to be in a one and done spot. The only time you want to be in a one and done spot is if it's an eco round and your goal is just to get 1 kill and die. All right. At this point, I've pretty much gotten out all of my points that I had for offense. So I am just going to skip to defense here. All right. Defense time. Good. All right. At this point, after you whiff your shot here and you leave, that's fine. But now what you need to be doing is what I'm hoping is you run down here and you help your waylay on this flank. That's what I'm hoping. It looks like they are committing to the site because they have committed 2 pieces of utility. And I doubt they're faking because we see a 3rd person here. We see, all right, that is 4 people. Good.
You did sort of, help your team out on this take. That's fine. But if these enemy players were any better players, they probably would have gotten at least 1 or 2 more of you guys' kills. They probably wouldn't have let you run through them like that. So the optimal thing to do here would have been to help your waylay out in this flank route. All right, good. We see one mid here. So that means that they're probably going to try and split A through mid. My suspicions are correct. That means that there's probably one A main right now. In this scenario, waylay dashes out, sees one mid, and then kills one right here. That means that there's 2 mid. We see a vice flash here. That means there's 3 mid. Chances are they're probably going to try and split A through mid because their B take failed miserably. So it is reasonable to assume that right now, guaranteed 3 mid, because we saw 3, there's probably 2 on A. I doubt there's going to be multiple on A. Now, this is low elo, so they probably aren't going to do a proper split. So there is a chance that all of them just went here, but chances are they're either going to be all mid or 3 guaranteed mid and then 2 main. Perfect. Also, this is another thing that I will touch on. Looking at the economy is make sure that your econ and what you're buying every round is correct. If you want a full guide on what you should buy on every single round in Valorant, I have a video up on my channel called Economy Guide, What to Buy on Every Round in Valorant. You can go check that out if you want, but the first 3 rounds are the most important and the ones that I want you to take away from this video. 1, make sure that on pistol round, you're buying to 0. You don't save on pistol, you buy everything you can. If you win pistol, then you buy everything you possibly can for the second round for the anti-eco. If you lose pistol round, you save and you buy nothing, buy a sheriff with no utility at most. From there are 2 branching paths. If you lose the anti-eco after winning pistol, then that is where you force again in hopes that you take away the enemy's guns that they took from you in the previous round. The second outcome is if you win pistol and you win anti-eco, like what happened here, the third round is called the bonus round, in which you will save the gun that you bought in the previous round. Now here, because you did save second round, you are fine to buy a Vandal here, but just know that this is a mistake and you need to make sure that you're buying this Vandal on the second round, not the third round. Good. Good. You're not overcommitting the fight. You're repositioning to another off angle. You get the kill. Good. Perfect. Textbook right here. Love to see it. You do get a little bit greedy here for a second kill. Any better player probably would have pre-aimed you right here and killed you, but I can make the excuse for you because at this point it looks like you are baiting for your waylay so they don't clear the waylay, so that is completely fine. You're getting 2 here. Perfect. Now I hope that you don't swing again, and you do swing. Oh, okay. You saved it by swinging with a flash. That's good. Just make sure that your flash is fully out before you actually swing, because you swung with your flash and there was a second where that Skye could have seen you. All right. It looks like there's not going to be too many more notes here, which is fine. And nice, you won. Even though you did win this game 13-3, congratulations on the elo. Something that you do have to realize is that you did still make some mistakes here. Even though you won, there were still some mistakes made, and I hope that I've been able to clear up in detail some more of the mistakes that you made. I would like to take this time to talk about a company that I have recently partnered with, and that is Medify. Medify is a coaching program where they get the best coaches from every game to coach you at the highest possible level. And if you want to get a VOD review from me, sort of like in this video, sometimes I will do VOD reviews for free for stream content and such, but if you want to guarantee that your VOD gets done by me, I have partnered with Medify. Now, they reached out to me asking if I wanted to put some of my VOD reviews on their website. I want to make a very disclaimer here. I have not been Radiant for a very long time. I cannot call myself a Radiant coach, but if you like the type of information and the way I present it that I've given in this video, might want to give that a try. With all that being said, I would like to thank you all so much for watching this video. I do this type of content all the time, and if you want to support the channel, leaving a like and subscribing is the best possible thing you can do. It helps out more than you know. Anyways, this has been Berate. Remember to brush your teeth today, because I haven't. Bye-bye.